How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Sonic Adventure DX.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh no!
Come on, Chaos! Time to eat!
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Oh, yes! It's just as the stone tablets predicted! His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald! With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible! And work for me! Together, we'll destroy Station Square! And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all! Come on, Chaos! Let's find another emerald, shall we?
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails!
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
I find it kind of funny that someone as apparently ingenious as Dr. Eggman would be relying on stone tablets to tell him exactly what would be going on with this incredible amount of power that he's received. I was trying to get on Tails' roof here to kind of grab a field emblem over there, but as you'll see in a second, the game continued to glitch out on me like frickin' crazy, and I ended up with the camera underneath his workshop somehow. I was like, screw it, I'm going to the stage, this is not working. Anyway, before I get started, I apologize in advance if you guys hear any lawnmowers, weed whackers, or leaf blowers in the background, because I'm recording the commentary for this on the day of the Wallenda event, where he walks across the Crescent Falls from the US side to the Canadian side. And for some reason, everyone in Niagara Falls is deciding that they have to impress everybody that's going to be there by mowing their lawns. So if you hear that, I apologize. Let's tackle Stage 2, Windy Valley. It's Stage 1 if you're playing as Tails. And you definitely don't start over here if you're playing as Tails, but we'll get to that in a minute. Meanwhile, Sonic has his whole little bit of stage to go through over here, and I just totally destroyed half of the wind power that I'm sure the Mystic Ruins needed in order for Tails' workshop to be working. I mean, these windmills have to be here for some reason, right? So anyway, while we're going here, I kind of want to tackle the idea and concept that I kind of heard from somebody about Sonic Adventure. I've heard from some people that this is where the series takes a darker and edgier tone on. I mean, look, there's a tornado going on in the background, so how is that not darker and edgier? But, I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, because Sonic 3 and Knuckles didn't have a plot that they needed to use cutscenes in order to explain, but at the same time, I feel like they knew when not to take it seriously. Like, right over here, as we're going here. How in the hell is this bridge suspended? We're inside of a tornado. There's no possible way that that could happen. See, like, that's the part that I'm talking about. Like, some little things will end up being, little details will end up making this game funny for me. So if you're Sonic, once you get out of the tornado, you'll end up falling down here and going to, actually, where Tails' stage starts, which is right here. So, basically, Sonic's gameplay should be very, very familiar to the vast majority of people who have ever played a Sonic game, because it's the same thing you've been doing for the past 3, 4, however many games you've played, well, for the most part. Depending on your game, you might have played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine first, and that wouldn't exactly have given you a good idea of what you're doing, but basically, there's a goal or an object at the end of the stage, whether that's a roboticizer or a Chaos Emerald or whatever it is, and you have to get to the end of the stage in order to get it. So that's how Sonic's gameplay works. It's pretty easy. Get to the end of the stage, but the stages with Sonic are usually a lot longer and a lot more involved than other characters. For Tails' gameplay, it's a little bit different. What he does is he actually races Sonic, or somebody else later on, to the goal of an area, and he uses a smaller amount of the area than Sonic does because, well, I guess they couldn't put both of them through a screen transition or something like that. I don't know. I actually encountered a bunch of glitches when I first did the stage. What you're seeing now is a restart. This is the second time I was doing this because when I went up that little up-down path up there, Tails actually went all the way up the thing and fell off. And then when I went to go on the wind path there, he hit an invisible wall and fell to his death. So I figured I would just leave those out because that's not very sightly for the playthrough. But yeah, Sonic's pretty easy to beat. I kind of took it easy on him. I didn't fly around like crazy with the jet anklet at that point, so I kind of took it easy on him, I guess you could say. But that pretty much leaves us with 1 Chaos Emerald and with Eggman with 1 Chaos Emerald. So now we need to go find another one so we can gain an arbitrary edge against him and have 2 Chaos Emeralds, although if we don't have all 7, it's kind of pointless because we can't go supersonic and totally destroy whatever crazy machine he's going to be using against us here, but I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference. As long as he doesn't have all 7, because if he had all 7, oh, who knows what would happen. I mean, I would imagine that crazy monster would get even uglier than it is, so. Now we're back in Station Square, and it's evening. This game has a system of day and night. It's not the most, ridiculously over-the-top system, like, I don't know, maybe Jak and Daxter, the precursor Legacy, where it's basically going in, not real time, but it's going in, like, it's always changing the time of day. But it's evening now, and once we get something else, it'll make it nighttime. So I'm just kind of checking out the town while I'm trying to figure out why we're going into the sewer in the first place, and then I started glitching onto the beach there, and I was like, this is too many glitches, I am done with this for right now. A weird pair of shoes, huh? That might be useful. Let's go check it out! So if we go over here, we'll actually... No, I don't want to hit you, Mr. Taxi. I actually want to go over here and see if we can explore. There's a manhole cover open over in the corner there, but we'll go there in a minute. We'll be seeing more of her as the playthrough goes on. Hopefully she'll actually be able to get inside of the burger shop eventually and talk to this dude. I mean... Well, there is someone staring at you, frankly, dude. What do you mean, 8 emblems? Yeah, the way that I recorded this in order to make sure that this worked, I wanted to record this in such a way that all of the power-ups were also in their proper places when the cutscenes were going on. So I had to skip around a bunch with different playthroughs and all of that stuff, so I'm employing what's known as a retcon count as the playthrough goes on. It'll just detail when... Oh, I guess we can't take that. Oops. There's got to be a way we can take it out of here. How could I take something so precious from the owner? I got it! We'll use this rock. This is the best evil plan ever. But yeah, I'm employing a retcon counter, and I will list each time that I couldn't get the power-ups to work for me due to storyline circumstances or the fact that, there were circumstances out of my control that I couldn't keep, useful at the time or anything. So we just stole a golden chow egg, and now I'm going to take it down here and throw it in the sewer and just leave it there, because this is possibly the best place for something like a chow to be growing up in. I'm such a heartless bastard. Anyway, there's an exit sign up here, and... Oh, pretty light shoes.
Now you've got light speed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the light speed dash. The light speed dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
I don't know. Personally, I'm not really a big fan of this power-up. At least in this game.
Use the light dash to
Just
run
because of
along
the fact
paths
that
of rings. Hold the action
it
button
just,
and let go when you have enough power.
it would be so much more useful if you didn't have to charge it up like this. I mean, look at how long it takes me to charge up the light dash. That's quite a long time in Sonic's, in Sonic's time. And the fast-paced, gameplay that we should be. Sorry, dude, I was coming out of the sewer. Kinda had to use the back door. We'll leave that where it is. But, in Sonic's, fast-paced gameplay, it's kind of a hassle to stop gameplay for 5 seconds or something like that, just to charge up a light dash to go along a path of rings. So it's like, why would I use that when I could just use... I mean, sometimes it's required to do that, but it just takes too long, you know what I mean? And we can go to the casino now, but before we do that, I'm actually going to get another power-up that we can use in order to charge up our light dash a little bit faster. So basically, when you hit that door, you can open that elevator or that automatic door over there, and you can see there's a power-up in there, so we gotta hit it, light dash, and get in there. And then we can get this little ring here. If I can ever get on the pad.
This is the crystal ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the light speed dash.
Yeah, this one makes the light dash a little more useful, but I'll be completely honest, I still don't think that it's all that viable in Sonic's fast-paced, high, velocity gameplay, because it just still seems like it would be weird to be sitting there for several seconds at a time, and I think it's like 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds now to charge up the light dash. We'll see in a second once I actually use it. But, I don't know, it just seems like it takes too long for me. I'm glad they fixed it in the next game. Urge to press buttons, huh? Well, there's a big button on the casino there, but let's take a look at that. Why would they put a big button on the casino to open the front door where no human being could possibly touch it? I don't understand, but that's just this game not taking itself seriously again. So we opened up the door. And now we're in Casinopolis. They had to throw in something similar to Carnival Night Zone or whatever the heck was in the other games. The only one I remember is Carnival Night Zone. So the point of this one is that you have to get 400 rings in order to store them in this vault, which will lead you to the Chaos Emerald. Now you can do it the usual very, very slow way by hitting these slot machines, and it would take you for frickin' ever to do that. Or you could do what most people do, which is they use the pinball machines here. There's 2 different pinball machines. The one that I just passed up we'll visit later. I was kind of trying to look at the map here to see if that stuff was legible, but it really wasn't. Just remember that there's a second floor to this place for later on. So this is the slot pinball course. On the machine, there's actually a slot machine on the pinball machine, so if you match up the slots, you can get varying amount of rings, but if you don't get 100 rings total, not the total in the top left, but actual total from the slots, you'll get dumped into the garbage. Why they thought that was a good idea, I don't know, but I was trying my hardest here, and I just couldn't get the ball to go where I wanted it to go. No, not really. I'm not a big fan of this machine. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen how the slots work at some point from some other game, so I'm pretty sure you can see how it is. Basically, if you go into that blue area in the back there, you can activate the slots and you can try and get it to work, but I decided I was going to dump myself in the garbage because there's a lot more rings down here. I'm playing this part as Tails because this is where you actually race if you come in here as Tails. This is the second stage. But if you're playing as Sonic, you might want to not avoid all of the rings like I'm doing here and try to collect a lot of them, because this is usually where you get the vast majority of the rings that you will need for the 400 ring total. As you'll see later, once I'm done with this part with Tails, you'll see that I got a lot of rings down here while I was running around. And you may notice at some points in time during these races that Tails gets far enough ahead of Sonic that he actually ricochets on his course into me. Like, he'll get closer, he'll just jump, kind of like he did there, and he's doing now.
That was
a lot faster than I could possibly jump if I was moving through the stage, but that one was pretty easy. As Sonic, as you can see, I now have 332 rings down here, and it's about to get a lot better! Yeah, invincibility. Sweet. So yeah, when I come out of the sewers, I got 363 rings at this point, but Jesus Christ, we've been in the sewer for too long. Pretty sure Sonic reeks of the disgusting smell that was down there, so once that invincibility wears off, he's probably going to be showing it all over the place. Oh, there it is. Let's take a shower and rinse that shit off. That's much better. Tails, why the hell are you staring at me, you pervert? Didn't know you got off to this. Well, whatever. How's the water even going through the shield anyway? Would it? Well, I guess the shield doesn't reflect water when you fall into it, but... And I just smacked Tails in the face for watching me while I was in the shower because that's kind of perverted, so we're not encouraging that with our little boys here. So the one that I personally like the best out of the two pinball machines here is card in pinball, because it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to get rings here, because what you have to do is you basically can pick up cards. You can pick up 5 cards total on the table. They're scattered on the table. You can use the flippers to hit yourself into them. And if you get matches on the cards, it's just like blackjack. If you get a match on the cards, actually it's more like traditional poker than blackjack, to be honest. You end up getting a certain amount of rings based on what you get. You can get a 2-pair, 3-pair, 3-pair. 2-pair, 3 of a kind. I don't know what I'm saying. 2-pair, 3 of a kind, royal flush, full house, all those things. Mostly I end up getting 1-pairs or 2-pairs, and that ends up getting me pretty much where I need to go as far as rings go. But I also really like this table because it also contains the Knights character. Knights is kind of an underrated and underused character on Sega's part. He was actually on a game for the Sega Saturn called Knights into Dreams, and it was not really, I don't think it was really a moderate success because I honestly had no idea it even existed until I played this game. And I never ended up playing Knights into Dreams itself, but I have always thought about picking up Knight's Journey into Dreams, the one for the Nintendo Wii. So I'll probably pick that up at some point. It might be something I would consider for a playthrough, but not quite yet because, what's it called? I'm doing a Sega game right here, so I don't know if that would be a good thing to do or a bad thing to do so early. I don't know, I'll figure that point out. At this point, I was just kind of messing around with the table because I was trying to get that back door there to open. You can see the arrow in the top right corner there. There you go, now it's blue over there, and that yellow arrow and the purple arrow, pink arrow, over there and pointing to it. I want to head over there because there's actually a special area to this table. I don't know if there's a special area to the slot table. Probably. I mean, I know there is. It's like a tunnel, but it's not the same as this specific special area. This one's kind of special because it lets you collect a bunch of different cards a lot quicker than you can do on this table. As you can see here, there's a bunch of cards left on the table, and you can just collect them real quick. I was trying to get Sonic up into the background there where those rings are, so he could kind of like, I don't know, ricochet onto that part, but I never managed to actually get him into that background part. I don't know if you have to collect a certain number of rings or what, but when you lose your ball on that table specifically, you go inside of the pinball machine, and somehow they trapped Knights inside of the pinball machine. I don't know how that works, but it's a cool cameo appearance at the very least. Because, like I kind of said there, Knights is one of the characters that's kind of underappreciated, even at this time for Sega, because I guess not too many people knew about Knights into Dreams, so this is a cool way of promoting him, I guess you could say. And from here on, I'm pretty much just messing around with the pinball table. I think I ended up close to like 750-ish rings before I finally was like, okay, I've let this run for long enough. This is far longer than 16 minutes, or 17 or 18 minutes, so let's actually call it quits here. I think I might have actually gone up into the Knights part again on accident, like right here when it goes to, yeah, there it goes. So yeah, I went ahead and went through the Knights thing again, and then I think I was just like, okay, I got one pair here, let's just try to get another one and then fail and then be like, okay, we're done. And there it went, so then we get to see Knights again real quick. But yeah, a lot of people don't like Casinopolis because it's, you know, it's pinball machine playing, and my screen just went black. Hold on a second. Hello? There we go. But basically, a lot of people don't like Casinopolis because it's, you know, you're playing pinball essentially, and it, you know, at this point in time in history, well, maybe when the original Sonic Adventure came out, it was more convenient to just go to the arcade and play pinball if you wanted to play pinball. But I don't know. I don't personally mind it all that much. It could be a lot worse, you know. The whole game could be pinball.
Try and deposit
Sonic
as many
Spinball.
rings as you
Gah!
can. It
I
may
hate that
even
game.
help show you the way.
But anyway, so we had to get 400 rings. Now I want you to keep a close eye on my ring counter up in the top left there. You'll notice that I have 350 rings left, but as soon as it sets me back down on the button, it gets rid of all of the rings I have left over.
Yes!
I don't know why it does that, but if I still had those rings, I'd get a ring bonus from this, but I didn't. I only got 20 points.
Yeah, not bad.
So yeah, that's about it for this episode. It ran a little long, so I'm going to cut it off right here. In the next episode, we'll see what Eggman's up to and see if we can't make our way through to get some more Chaos Emeralds to keep them out of his hands. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Take care.